Of his time spent with Joseph Smith in Carthage Jail, Dan Jones wrote, "It will be a long time ere I forget the first time in Carthage with the prophet and the patriarch. Amusing conversation on various interesting topics engaged us till late. After prayer, which made Carthage prison into the gate of heaven for a while, we lay on the floor until morning. After breakfast, we were removed to an upstairs room, the entrance to which was up a flight of stairs from the front prison door, which was guarded by soldiers. The door was of pine, without bolts, lock, or even a latch that would shut. On the south side were 2 large windows, and the furniture consisted of a bedstead, chair or 2, and some mattresses. During the evening of the 26th, the patriarch read and commented upon copious extracts from the Book of Mormon, the imprisonments and deliverance of the servants of God for the gospel's sake. Joseph bore a powerful testimony to the guards of the divine authenticity of the Book of Mormon, the restoration of the gospel, the administration of angels, and that the kingdom of God was again upon the earth, for the sake of which he was at that time incarcerated in that prison, and not because he had violated any law of God or of man. Mobbers rushed the jail more than once, backing down several times on June 26th after Joseph challenged them with, "Come on, ye assassins, we are ready for you, and would as willingly die now as at daylight." The mob assembled again the next day, even as Illinois Governor Ford rode to Nauvoo to tell the saints that they were responsible for the crisis. By early evening, the mob stormed the jail, firing on the bedroom door and trying to force their way in. Hyrum was struck first, as the prisoners were unable to avoid the bullets now flying into the room. John Taylor worked to deflect gun barrels with a cane, and Joseph fired a couple of shots into the mob. But the hail of bullets and crush of bodies were too much. John Taylor was wounded. Joseph was struck in the back as he climbed into the window. Another ball came through the window, and he fell to his death outside. Willard Richards hid John Taylor until the mob dispersed. Even as we remember the wrongs committed that 27th of June, 1844, we recall with equal emphasis how Joseph spent what he knew would be his last hours. He preached the good news of the restored gospel and the truth of the Book of Mormon. He shared light and truth with the guards, some of whom withdrew because they felt the truth of his testimony. Joseph conducted the business of the church, comforted others around him, and stood bravely against the forces of evil. His impact on the world and on our lives rests in how he lived more than how he died. Carthage Jail is sacred, not just as a place where martyrs sealed their testimonies with their blood, but as a place of prophecy and testimony, fellowship and faith. As John Taylor wrote of Joseph, "He lived great, and he died great in the eyes of God and his people."